Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you have been here before. Today we're going to be doing 3 recipes that only take 15 minutes. So let's jump straight into it and I'll show you my first recipe. The first recipe that we're going to be doing is a aubergine curry. It's quite a simple recipe and most of the things you will probably have in your pantry, in your cupboards. I have got some beautiful baby aubergines. You of course don't have to use baby aubergines. Just a normal aubergine will absolutely do. But you guys, these are so cute. Like, I can't get over how cute these are. So I'm serving it with some brown rice. You can use couscous. You can just use some flatbreads. You can eat it on its own. But I really like it with rice. I've got some onions here. I've got some fresh ginger. You can use fresh ginger or you can use powdered ginger. I've got some garlic. I've got a can of coconut milk, some cumin seeds, some turmeric and some coriander seeds, and some peanut butter, which is quite a crucial ingredient in this dish. You can use almond butter as well, or you can leave it out if you don't like peanut butter or you have allergies. So what I wanted to say about the spices is that the spices are optional. You can put chili if you want. You can put whatever you want. So I have my water boiling for the rice. So I'm going to put the rice in so we can kind of start our 15 minutes. And the rice will take about that to cook. So I'm just going to pour my rice into the boiling water. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. And I'm just going to leave it to cook. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop some onions. This is a little bit of a sad half an onion that I found in the fridge. This is what lockdown does to you. You just find little pieces of vegetables and fruit everywhere. So where's the dog?
Dog goes to sleep. He's done with us.
He's here. Come here.
Josh.
What are you doing? You want peanut butter? You want some peanut butter? Oh my goodness. That's it. That's your weekly dose of peanut butter.
Weekly quota.
She good. She good. Spoiled. Right, a quick hand wash. So, back to the onions. Garlic. I'm gonna crush. So, I'm gonna turn my pan on and I'm gonna add some olive oil. You can use coconut oil or you can use butter as well. I'm also gonna peel my ginger and we're gonna grate the ginger. So now we're gonna prep the aubergines. So I'm just gonna chop them into kind of like large pieces, about that size. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually brown my aubergine, just because I wanted to get that caramelized kind of taste. So I'm just going to pour it in. So now that it had a little bit of time on the pan and it got a bit of color, I'm going to return it to the dish. Whoops. And I'm going to add some more oil. Throw the onions in. And the garlic. I'm going to grate the ginger. And then I'm going to add the spices. So I'm going to add the coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and some turmeric. Return the aubergines in. Add the coconut milk. Now we just leave this to simmer for about 10 minutes and then we will add the peanut butter at the end. So as you can see, our rice is cooking nicely. The water has almost evaporated, so almost there, and our sauce has been thickening, and as you can see, it's just beautiful and gooey and lush. So I'm gonna add the peanut butter in. If your peanut butter is very dry, just mix it with some boiling water before you add in. So I'm gonna add mine in, and then just stir it in and let it melt into the sauce. Almost forgot the salt.
So good. All about the aubergines.
Aubergine emoji insert. So you guys, it's dinner time, and I'm going to be making a pasta dish. I'm going to be making a mushroom kale pasta dish. So if you want to come around, I'll show you my ingredients. So I've got some pasta here. I'm using some whole wheat spaghetti. You can use literally any pasta. Then I have some mushrooms. I got some really lovely mushrooms in our corner shop, but you can use button mushrooms, chestnut mushrooms, you can use shiitake. I have some shiitake here, some enoki, some king oyster, really beautiful mushrooms. So that's why I'm making this dish. I've got an onion, I've got a clove of garlic, and then I've got some cavolo nero, which is like the sort of like an Italian version of kale. You can use kale or you can use spinach for this, or any kind of greens. And then I kind of have like an optional ingredient here. This is a sun-dried tomato meze. So it's sun-dried tomatoes with some capers and olives inside, which is really, really beautiful. But you can just use some sun-dried tomatoes, you can use some olives, or you can use capers, or you don't have to use this at all. If you eat fish, anchovies will go really well in this dish as well. So I've got my water boiling already, so I'm going to put the pasta in just in a second. I'm going to put this pan on. So the garlic I'm actually just going to smash because I'm being lazy, and like this you can just take the skin off. You could chop it after you smashed it like that. It's much easier. So I'm gonna peel my onion. So the mushrooms I'm actually just gonna chop and have them in quite big chunks. Like this kind of mushrooms, I just rip them apart. You don't even need to chop them. And enoki I'm gonna keep as they are. So my pan is hot, so I'm gonna add some olive oil. And actually the first thing that I'm gonna throw in is the garlic. I'm gonna go straight in with the mushrooms. I'm gonna salt the mushrooms and salt the pasta as well. I'm gonna add the onions. While that is cooking, I'm going to prepare my kale. So what I like to do, I just pull it off the stem so you get the hard bit off. So I'm just going to kind of roll them together and chop them. I also forgot to say that I will be using some cream. I use soy cream or oat cream, but you can use normal cream or you can use creme fraiche, sour cream. You could even use milk. Now I'm going to add the kale, and I'm just going to add a spoonful of this goodness, just to add some flavor. Oh, by the way, you guys, I have cooked some cookies. I baked some cookies. We only have 2 left, but it's tahini chocolate cookies. Double chocolate cookies in fact, and the recipe will be on my Instagram. And by the way, I've turned the heat to medium, just so it doesn't burn. And I'm going to add the cream. I'm going to add a little bit of our pasta water. So what that does is it has some starch from pasta, so it's going to help the sauce thicken, but also it already has some flavor in it. Let's try the pasta. Another minute. I'm also gonna get a little bit of nutritional yeast because we like nutritional yeast in pasta dishes because it adds the cheesy flavor. If you're vegan, but also it's a great source of vitamin B12. I'm actually not going to drain my pasta. I'm going to put it in like this because I want a little bit of water to go into that sauce. But of course you can drain it. So now we're just going to let the sauce kind of get into the pasta, combine it all together. And I'm just going to stir it in. So you guys, it's time for our last recipe for this series, for this video. By the way, if you're enjoying this series, let me know if you want more of these videos. We're going to be making sort of like a deconstructed vegetarian shepherd's pie. So I'm going to make like sort of like a bean stew thing, and we're going to serve it with some sweet potato mash. You can use butternut squash, you can use normal potatoes, you can leave the sweet potato out full stop, you can serve it with some rice, you can throw it into some pasta, whatever you have in your cupboards will do. So my ingredients for this are the sweet potatoes, these are for the mash, and then for the bean stew, forgive the apple, I'm baking an apple pie. The apple does not belong on this board. So we have a carrot, I've got half a stick of leeks. I'm literally using this up, so you don't have to use leeks. I'm gonna chop it up with some spring onions. I've got a can of chopped tomatoes. I've got a can of different beans, so it's like a mixed bean. And I've also got some black beans. So whichever beans you have will do. You can do this with chickpeas, you can do this with lentils as well. I've got some paprika to season things with. I've got a half a onion that we have left from lunch. Got some garlic cloves, and I'm also going to add some kale. So I've got some fresh kale. You can use spinach as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is peel the potatoes and drop them into this water that is just boiling. Because we are doing this in 15 minutes, I am boiling the potatoes, but you could roast them whole and almost make a jacket potato and serve the beans over the jacket potato. That would be absolutely delicious, but that takes much longer than boiling them, hence we are boiling them.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to add some salt to the pot and let them boil. I'm going to peel this carrot. Save us time, I'm actually going to grate the carrot instead of chopping it because that's going to take less time to cook. And as usual, I'm being lazy with my garlic. That one is kind of already flat, so it doesn't want to smash. Oh no. So I'm going to put a pan on and add some olive oil to it. Actually, I'm going to wait for it to heat up because I can see some water droplets. And we don't want to add oil if there's water because then it will just spritz all over you and might burn you. So don't do it. So, as we just discovered, Leo didn't film any of the steps of me actually making it. So you did see me chopping things. So I did heat up the oil, and then the onions, the garlic, the leeks went in, the carrots went in. We fried that for a little bit. Then I added the drained beans, the can of chopped tomatoes. And what I usually do is I pour some water into the tin, and then I add a little bit of water, and then we just leave it to simmer. And this kind of have been it. So I'm just going to leave it to simmer for about 5-7 minutes, and then I will add the kale So I'm going to add some smoked paprika, a little bit of chili flakes. This is totally optional. So let's check on our sweet potatoes. They're already nice and soft. So you could steam them if you have a steam basket. I don't have one. So I'm going to add the kale to the beans. If you feel like it's getting a little bit dry, just add a little bit of water from the potatoes in. I'm going to drain the sweet potatoes and then put them back in the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of plant-based milk just to make them nice and creamy. You can also add butter. So that's our potatoes. So I'm going to turn this off and it's ready to serve. Ooh. This is definitely Leo's portion, as you can probably tell. That's us for dinner. Oh. And we have a cake. Apparently we also have a cake incoming. That is looking good, but it needs a little bit longer. So it's an apple cake. So you guys, we're sitting down for dinner. We're gonna enjoy it. I hope that you got the process from the little filming that we did manage to get. That's okay. Honestly, it happens to the best of us. It happened to me so many times when either the sound or the video or something wasn't recording. So if you have any questions at all about any recipes that I shared in this video, pop them in the comment section below. And let me know what other videos and recipes you would like to see. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe, and so are your families. And I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Somebody's very excited to eat. So we'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!
Bye!